Hi, and welcome to the Dingers Podcast, episode 75. We are live from Principal Park, the beautiful Principal Park here in Des Moines, Iowa. If you're watching live from YouTube, I'm going to give you a little sneak preview of what beautiful Principal Park looks like with the Capitol in the background. We're ready for baseball here with the Iowa Cubs and the Toledo Mud Hens here at Principal Park. We're broadcasting live, and we're excited to bring you some Iowa Cubs baseball here from Principal Park. The Cubs today took the W with Seiya Suzuki hitting 2 dingers. So we thought we would cap off the night and celebrate the Iowa Cubs home opener. What are you thinking, Jeff, of this beautiful field here we got tonight?
Oh, it looks awesome. I wasn't sure if we were going to get to play or watch baseball today. The weather was kind of nasty up home in Ames. It was cold and windy, really windy. Kind of started to mist it, but it turned out to be a really great night for baseball. Players are in short sleeves. It's nice and hot. So it ought to be a great night.
Yeah, and tonight for the Iowa Cubs, they're set to open their home opener tonight here at Principal Park with some familiar faces on the mound. They got Robert Gesselman taking them out versus Michael Pineda. So if you were a New York Mets or New York Yankees fan back in 2018, this would have been a key matchup on the mound in the major leagues. But tonight here in Des Moines, Iowa, we have them facing off on the mound. Both the Iowa Cubs and the Mud Hens dropped their first series of the season, 2-4. So they look to bounce back here tonight. And we have some familiar faces. Let's start with Toledo Mud Hens. We got Zach Short playing shortstop tonight. If you're a friend of the Compound podcast, he's going to be leading off tonight for the Mud Hens. All Cubs fans are eager to see Brennan Davis get the start at Wrigley Field. He's starting tonight out in left field, but there's a lot of other guys on this Iowa Cubs lineup that you're probably familiar with. You got Ildemardo Vargas, you got Robel Garcia, PJ Higgins, all have seen time in the show. But who are you excited to see tonight there, Jeffrey?
Brennan Davis.
Yeah, we're all ready to see Brennan Davis take some at-bats live tonight. So the starting lineup for the Cubs, they have Machado playing shortstop, Vargas playing second, Young playing first, Hicks at DH, Brennan Davis batting fifth, playing left field, Greg Dykman, who got some time in the show last year, with a shot down the line. Nice snag nice tag, and Zach Short is out. Great play by our third baseman, Robel Garcia, just there. Higgins catching, Robel Garcia batting seventh, playing third base. Higgins catching and playing catcher, and Dine Deweese playing center field, which I've heard that he can go out and get them. But this Cubs lineup, there's going to be a lot of guys here that if there's an injury that happens with the Chicago Cubs, we may see them in Wrigley Field anytime soon. So who are some of the guys that you've been familiar with or seen there, Jeffrey?
Vargas, who's he's at a second, right?
Yeah, he's at second.
He got some time last year up in Chicago. He was fun to watch when he was up there. And then Robel Garcia, he's just made a great play there at the hot corner and made a pretty decent throw across the diamond to get the first out. Of course, Dykman, watched him a little bit in spring training this year. So let's just be fun to see a lot of future Chicago Cubs players that play tonight.
Yeah, which we just saw Ildemaro Vargas make a really good play. But this Iowa Cubs team, we're going to be down here broadcasting every once in a while down here at Principal Park because, one, it's a beautiful stadium. If you're in Des Moines and you listen to our podcast, you need to check out the Iowa Cubs. It's a great family venue. You can bring your kids, bring your family down here and enjoy some top quality baseball. There's some nice base. Oh, nope. Right to Brennan Davis. And that was a quick 1-2-3 inning. Let's get the bats going, boys. So yeah, if you followed the Iowa Cubs at all, you know that they got a lot of guys that could play some crucial role in the Cubs in the future. If you watch spring training, you saw that Jared Young, he had a moonshot home run on Sunday's game, I think, for the Iowa Cubs. But he's a guy that, because he's behind Frank Schwindel and he's behind Rivas, but he's a good baseball player. He's a guy that can put together some really good at bats. And if one of those goes down, he's going to fill in nicely there. Gesselman, who's on the mound tonight, the Cubs kind of picked him up as kind of a little bit of cushion if any of the starting pitchers goes down, that he can kind of fill in there. But yeah, it's a beautiful night here for a ball game. We thought that there was going to be a huge storm. I think are we under a tornado watch currently there, Jeffrey?
Oh, I have no idea. I usually pay attention to weather if it's raining or if it's cold. So,
and it's neither one of those tonight.
So,
if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook and you have any questions for us about the Iowa Cubs, shoot them our way. We're going to be trying to get Zach Short to yell rum as we say parse. If you're a Compound podcast listener, you know that you have heard that over and over. He's a big fan of ours, or we're a big fan of his, but I'm sure he's I'm sure he's heard of us. I'm sure he's listened to us as well. But yeah, we're going to be yelling parse, and hopefully we get him to yell rum. So when there's a quiet time, you may hear me just yell parse. Parse! Oh, he definitely heard me say parse. He said rum back. I guarantee on that one. Yep, looked right at us, gave a little head nod. Big fan of ours, Zach Short. Maybe we can get him on the pod sometime. But Michael Pineda is on the mound for the Mud Hens. If you were a Yankees fan, you saw a lot of him back in 2018, 2019 for the New York Yankees, but now he's trying to work his way back in and getting a shot at starting for the Detroit Tigers.
Didn't Pineda get ejected from a game for a suspicious substance on his neck?
I believe that was Michael Pineda that got
against the Red Sox.
I mean, when you're playing the Red Sox, in your Yankees, you got to cheat to win somehow.
He hasn't found a strike zone.
I'm actually really interested to see Greg Deichmann play tonight. He got some pretty good chances for about a month there after the trade deadline and kind of shipped everybody off. So I'm excited to kind of see how he performs here. I know he's trying to work his way into a spot. I know signing Seiya Suzuki and him getting off to a hot start doesn't look well for Greg Deichmann, but he could be a trade piece that we use later on to be able to get something, because he is a pretty good baseball player, but I don't know if he's gonna ever find time in Chicago.
It's gonna be tough. I mean, we already have a pretty loaded outfield up in Chicago, so to get playing time, he's gonna have to be on fire.
Do you know what a mud hen is? I was trying to figure that out today. The Toledo Mud Hens. When you get into minor league baseball, there's a lot of interesting names for teams, and the Mud Hens.
I actually do know what a mud hen is. And a mud hen is a short-winged marsh bird. So it's like the trailer park version of a chanticleer. And if you don't know what that is, that's basically a fancy rooster that's been neutered. So if you ever heard the phrase prairie chicken here in Iowa, we're talking about pheasants. So mud hens are just basically dirty birds.
Dirty birds, kind of like the Atlanta back in the day when they did the dirty bird dance.
Yes.
Kind of like that. So there you go. Jeffrey just dropping a knowledge bomb on us because I had no clue what a mud hen was. If you are watching the podcast live, that's a base hit. There we go. Vargas with a base hit through the shortstop in third base hole on base.
They literally watched that go by.
I'm a big fan of these new Iowa Cubs baseball hats. Go check out the merch store for the Iowa Cubs, and you can pick yourself up a a sweet Iowa Cubs baseball hat. I love the new bear logo. It looks sweet. It fits really good. Looks good. So go check out and try to get yourself. I know they're super hard to come by because I know my size, they didn't have a lot. Oh, was that? Nope, they don't turn it. So
Fielder's choice.
Jared Young hits into a fielder's choice, gets on base ahead of Hicks. And we have Brennan Davis, who's on deck. So we're excited to watch Brennan Davis take some ABs.
They actually have a lot like nice new merch down there with the new logo on it. And plus they also carry some of the Wrigleyville City Connect stuff. So I mean, it's a lot better than what it was last year when we were down here when I was trying to find something to wear. Now there's probably about 18 things down there I could walk home with if I wanted to.
Like to wish a happy 16th birthday.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see how Brennan Davis takes his ABs here. He struggled in the first series. If you listened on opening day for them, kind of took some strikeouts, but got a couple hits over the weekend. So I'm excited to see him here at home. He's played here at Principal Park, how he puts together some ABs. Hopefully he gets some hits.
It seemed like the story for the first opening series up in Buffalo was the pitching was good. The hitting wasn't so great. So hopefully we can kind of turn that around, keep the pitching hot, and heat up the bats. There's either long gone or not at all. Most of the runs were via the long ball. The games that they lost, they committed an error in the eighth that allowed a run to score and then couldn't get the lead back to win. So hopefully being at home in front of the hometown crowd, and I am sure it is a lot warmer here in Des Moines than it was in Buffalo, New York. The only thing Buffalo's got going for it is hot wings.
And Alex Cohen, I mean, he gave us – go check out Alex Cohen's Twitter. He's the broadcaster at Voice of Cohen. He gave a breakdown of all the food venues in Buffalo.
And he's also going to go on a diet.
I don't know.
We got there, Mitchie.
Actually, IFT knows insurance is no joke, but it doesn't have to be difficult. IFT Insurance can help protect your family and help you become worry-free. Contact your local.
I wish the guy that was yelling at the opposing pitcher to throw the ball was back tonight. That guy was so entertaining.
Check out the video board and show us how ICUP fans are worry-free with IMT.
Talk about a nice backdrop for a minor league baseball stadium. You got the river, state capitol in the background. You got the old factory that's been turned into loft apartments just off the third baseline there. You see the different bridges through Des Moines. Real nice.
Number 13, Ryan Kreitler.
Anyone wants to know, Mitch is live tweeting right now.
Yeah, if you're out there and you're following us on YouTube, ask us some questions. We want to hear from you. We love interacting with you guys. So join the conversation and interact with us on YouTube. But yeah, Brennan Davis will be first up when we come back. Gusselman's on the mound right now. I'm excited to see how he does tonight. I know he's probably disappointed. He played a lot with the New York Mets. He has pretty good stuff. We'll see how he fares down here in Des Moines, see if he can earn himself a spot with the Chicago Cubs. I know Alec Mills is injured and going to work his way back. So he's behind quite a few people. He might spend some time down here in Des Moines. So hopefully he has a good apartment here with some guys. And we know that the Cubs have done a good job of finding apartments and finding places to stay and taking care of our minor leaguers. Hopefully that maybe he's with Brennan Davis and he wants to get a quick ride back up to Chicago. I don't know. Do you know any historical facts about the Capitol building that looks so beautiful as we look out here at the stadium?
Well, it's the second state capitol for the state of Iowa. The first one being in eastern Iowa, over in Iowa City. Boy, I just watched the documentary and I totally forgot everything I learned. But it's probably the greatest state cat that
Get it, Roll.
a snap play.
Robel Garcia.
Two great defensive plays to start the game here in the first and second inning. But yeah, no, our state capitol here in Iowa is probably the best state capitol. I dare you to change my mind. It's probably not going to happen.
The first baseman, number 17.
Well, I think it just looks so beautiful because we get to look out here and see a baseball field and then the state capitol beyond the baseball field. And so it makes that gold top of the capitol look even more beautiful when you're looking out and seeing a beautiful baseball field. And this is our first game that we've got to experience live this year. This is your first game, correct?
Yep.
Yeah. And so it's great to be able to get back here and taking a game. Kevin is missing out on a great, beautiful night. We thought that there was supposed to be rain. And so his babysitter got a little nervous, which I understand. They had to travel quite a ways, and there's supposed to be huge storms here tonight. So hopefully hold off and we can get ourselves a baseball game in tonight here. Because, I mean, right now it's light wind. The wind is blowing out. So hopefully that fares well for Brennan Davis when he comes up and we can watch a live home run by Brennan Davis.
So fun fact, the last time Mitch and I came down was in October when we watched Brennan Davis's Principal Park debut, and it did rain cats and dogs and kitchen sinks that night on the way home, to the point to where people were trying to stop in the middle of the interstate. I've never been so white knuckle scared of rear-ending somebody in my life while I was trying to drive 70.
Yeah. And I think it was hailing too. It was like, and I know tonight we're under a tornado watch officially. I think that we're under a tornado watch. So things could get a little interesting as we drive home here tonight.
I hope it doesn't hail.
Yeah. I hope it doesn't hail either. Oh man. It's so good to be out here and being able to take in. Eric is messaging saying, "Hey guys, who's winning the dinger picks?"
Nobody.
Eric, I think you're a fan. You listen to us. You know who's winning the dinger picks. It's Kevin, and we're sick because Kevin is the reigning champion of the dinger picks. And he keeps on picking Seiya. And so he's gotten 3 dinger picks to land, and they've all been Seiya hitting dingers. Seiya Suzuki hitting 2 dingers tonight or today in Pittsburgh. What better way to get hot than to play Pittsburgh and have Quintana on the mound, which I thought they would rough him up a little bit more, but they just couldn't get to him.
No. I'd like to blame Jake Bonansky, our 4th for the pod, for jinxing us, for saying we're all going to get a dinger because Quintana was on the mound. So thanks a lot, Jake.
Yeah. I picked Wisdom. It didn't land. Wisdom's been struggling at the plate. I hopefully that tomorrow he can bounce back, or I could probably see VR in at third tomorrow. So I have a question for you, Eric. Brennan Davis is going to be up here in the bottom of the inning. Is he going to get a dinger? Because if I'm going to say he's going to hit a dinger here, and if he gets a dinger here on record, that counts as a dinger for me. So if he hits a dinger here, I get a point. Kevin, Jake, just know.
I get one from when Wilson got hit by a pitch and then scored via the walk on a bases loaded walk the other day.
And here's what's great about minor league baseball. They're shooting hot dogs off. They're having a good time. It's just, it's beautiful. Yeah, that hot dog exploded into but it's a beautiful time here out at minor league baseball. So if you have never taken in a minor league baseball game, you need to get out here and watch a minor league baseball game because it's fun, family friendly. There's plenty of seats available, even though it's opening day. I think the people being scared of the storm kind of held people from coming out tonight, but it's a beautiful night here at the ballpark. It's only going to get better here in Des Moines. So if you're in the area, come take in a game because it's great. So Eric, Eric says, I'm not sure they would agree on that. Well, Jeff is here and he agreed on it, Eric. So that's all that we need to go by is that Jeff agreed that if Brennan Davis hits a dinger here, I get to count it as one of my home runs.
I'm the only one that's making up the rules on the dinger picks anyway. It counts.
It counts. So already in our predictions of the season, we're not doing so well in the RBI column because Seiya is dominating that. And we're not doing so good in the strikeout column because nobody picked Kyle Hendricks. And right now Kyle Hendricks is leading the team in strikeouts. But I'm going to turn my camera so you guys can watch live Brennan Davis take his AB. So I'm going to let you guys just watch this because this is going to be fun. Enjoy. Yep, watching it live.
Seems like Pineda is struggling to find the strike zone. A lot of balls low, a lot outside. Outside.
So here, Brennan Davis is up to bat. What's the count?
Should be 2-0.
2-0.
2-0.
Brennan Davis hits the opposite field.
God,
Opposite.
Oh,
foul.
Just foul. Just
I was going to say Bomsky and get Elise Meniger in there, but took a nice hack at it. Now he's got 2-1 count. Hopefully he gets a pitch in the zone. He can get some loft. Ooh, change up off speed. A little out in front. Brennan Davis was on that one. Come on, Brennan. Wearing number 24. I wonder if that's for Kobe Bryant. I wonder what jersey number he's going to wear when he gets to the Chicago Cubs. Ooh, lays off that. 3-2. What do you think he's going to see here? Off speed or fastball?
I think he's going to be off speed.
Yeah, I think Pineda is going to go off speed.
I don't know if he's going to fool him by trying to throw one past him.
And here's the pitch. Ooh, inside. And that's what you get with Brennan Davis. You get a patient at bat. You get a quality, just pro at bat. And, I mean.
Got a duck on the pond.
Greg Dykman up. We'll see what we can do. That's the thing with the Iowa Cubs. They have major league talent here. And so if you come down to watch an Iowa Cubs game, you're going to see major league talent on the regular. Every single person that comes to bat could possibly play for the Chicago Cubs.
Set up in the back of the batter's box.
Taking a ball, Dykman up, which I mean, I'm glad they picked up Dykman. Dykman came over, I believe it was in the Andrew Chafin deal with the Oakland A's. I think he just kind of needs a shot, but like I said earlier, he's behind some guys. A little tardy on that fastball there.
I feel like this umpire strike zone is the size of a 3x5 note card. He's still setting up in the back of the box. Give him a little more time. Pineda working from the stretch. He's really let himself go.
Yeah, Pineda's definitely gained some weight.
Holy cripes.
Ooh.
Nope, gonna be caught. Just tracking it down. Brennan Davis back to first. The head first slide. Got a little aggressive there.
If you listen to the Compound podcast this morning, Zach Short was trying to get a haircut here in Des Moines. And so I wonder if he got a haircut. So that'll be my big question if I ever run into him, is like, hey, did you get your haircut? Because I sent him a couple of guys who I would recommend, and I wonder if he hit them up to get himself a haircut.
Oh, I would have sent him to the Loyal Sons Barbershop in Ingersoll.
Yeah, that's who I was gonna send them to, Loyal Sons or the Waveland Barbershop. But hey, we have a special surprise because guess who is going to join us? That's right. We have Kevin. How's it going, Kevin?
It's going well. I got a little message from one of our fans that you were trying to claim that if Brennan Davis hit a dinger, you were gonna count it.
That's exactly correct. If Brennan Davis, if I would have called that one, but he walked, so you guys got lucky.
Oh, right.
I would have definitely claimed the dinger on that one.
Nice. How's it going there, folks?
Oh, it's going great. Say hi to Kevin, Jeff.
Hi, Kevin.
Hey, Jeff. You guys sound good.
I finished buttering your wife's bread the other day, so if you guys got another loaf, I'll take another loaf.
Yeah, I'll check the freezer. That's a nice hat, Mitch. Nice.
Thank you. Yeah, sweet iCubs. Yeah, go to the iowacubs.com and go to the team store and pick yourself up a sweet Iowa Cubs hat.
Nice. I'm sure I'll have some youngsters running around here in a little bit if they hear me talking. They're eating their snacks at the moment, but we'll see.
Well, they can watch some of the iCubs game.
Nice.
As they're eating their snack. What do you have any questions for us there, Kevin?
So I don't know what you may or may not have talked to folks about so far, but what are you guys doing while you're there at the ballpark?
Well, we had to get some beer, so we went to the craft beer, and guess what they had?
Oh, did they have some Toppling Goliath?
They did have some Toppling Goliath. So they had some Toppling Goliath. We picked ourselves up some brewskis. There was a nice spread here in the press box. So
yeah, you really missed out.
Yeah,
nice. I will have to check that out.
Spread.
They had some pulled pork. They had some barbecue. They had some sandwiches. So we enjoyed ourselves. Some good food. And then, we just kind of walked around and just taking in the sights and sounds of beautiful Principal Park.
Nice. I can't.
Want me to throw one of these balls out when nobody's looking, just like right out the window.
We do have some baseballs signed by Iowa Cubs players that we plan on handing out. So if we're ever at a game and you're at the game here too, we're going to be getting baseballs signed by Iowa Cubs. Like I have one from Locke St. John.
Nice.
He's a pitcher. We're going to be handing this out to a kid. I want to find a kid to be able to give some of these baseballs to. So if you're in the area, head out to Des Moines and come to Principal Park and watch yourself. And I see Cubby Bear. He's enjoying taking in the game right over here, talking to a kid.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Yeah, he's always really friendly around the ballpark. Looks for the kids, get hugs, and nice, Jeff. Good luck with that.
Jeff just wants to chuck one out here.
I'm sure that'll work well. You should make sure it's when somebody like hits one to deep outfield and you throw it from behind.
Yeah.
That's funny. So I couldn't help it, but you guys were talking about brewskis, and we had some bombskis today.
Oh, that foul ball was close.
So close.
It just went over the roof.
I hope it smokes the bright yellow Corvette Stingray that's in the parking lot right outside the front door. That'd be
nice.
So awesome.
Yeah, parked right up there.
Those guys were really cool.
That's awesome. Let's see.
You might have missed. Jeff gave a breakdown of what a mud hen was.
Ooh.
And it was quite interesting to learn. Do you want to do that again there, Jeffrey?
Yes. For those of you just tuning in, like Kevin, who's always tardy, a mud hen is a marsh bird. So it's basically a trailer park version of a Chanticleer, which for those of you who don't know, a South Carolina Chanticleer is a fancy rooster that's been neutered. So the mud hen is the trailer park version of the prairie chicken, which is also known as a pheasant.
I think it's also a coot. I believe is
watch your mouth. This is a family show.
Well, I'm just saying it's a coot. Any of 10 species of duck-like water-dwelling birds. Ooh. Oh my gosh.
Donnie Deweese is up, and we also have a Donnie Deweese baseball signed and ready to
Nice.
hand up. We got two guys on the pond. Brennan Davis at second base.
All right, here we go, Donnie.
So let's see if we can get a run here on the board. Like we were talking to Alex Cohn, voice of Cohn, follow him on Twitter. Before the game started, the Iowa Cubs offense really struggled in their first series in Buffalo. Pitching was top notch. Again tonight, we've seen Gesselman pitch really, really well. Hopefully we can get on Pineda here. I mean, Yankees suck, so
Right.
he couldn't find a way in New York, so he's coming to Toledo, which, I mean, that's where things go to die. Oh, here comes it. Nope. Just going to get one. Safe. Safe.
Yes!
Nice. Base hit. Hit to the third baseman. Third baseman didn't know what to do with it. Tried to turn two, but nobody was on second base. Had to go to one, and Deweese beat it out with his speed.
Ooh, nice.
So now we have Machado, the leadoff up
Dixon?
to bat. Dixon Machado with the bases loaded.
Nice. I'm able to pull up. I've never tried doing this before, but there's a game day on minor league baseball.
There's a what?
There's a game. You can see like a game cast on minor league baseball.
Yep.
Sorry, Jeff. What was that?
What's that, Jeff?
I said if Machado gets into a 3-2 count here, I say he leans into one, drive a run home via the hit by a pitch.
Right.
Oh, come on. 3 batters ago, that was a ball.
What was it? Was it one of the games we went to last week that
Over there along first baseline.
by the time we got set up, Coach Marty Peavy had been tossed?
Yes. Well, and what was even better was that Cole Tucker for the Pirates wanted to take an early exit to get into the hotel with Vanessa Hutchinson waiting for him. So he decided to get ejected also because, I mean, when you got a movie star in the hotel waiting for you, you know where you want to go.
Ridiculous.
I don't care
Oh,
what
my.
you say. There's no way he's scoring from third base with Vanessa Hudgens.
That is one sharp looking baseball cap.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, I really like this. I thought about going for the white one, but I was like, no, I just need to stick kind of cubby blue and stick with that one. It's clean, and with a white, like it would just get all dirty. And
Right.
so the blue just looks sharp.
And is that gold on the bear?
Yeah, it's like a
It's a little reflective. That looks good.
Yep.
Wrigley says she wants one.
Is she?
I don't know. You just posted, "I want one, Dad." Wrigley.
Okay, so my daughter is watching and she wants to get an iCubs hat. Sorry. Nope.
Dad says no. Poop.
Well, the Iowa Cubs did not get a run that inning, so that stinks. But Gesselman, hopefully he can get the shutdown inning, get back out, and get the bats going. Oh, burger race. See, that's what you get here at the Iowa Cubs Stadium. We have 3 kids dressed up as hamburgers that are going to race across the infield. You only get that at family-friendly minor league baseball. So
Right.
if you're in Des Moines, Ames, Central Iowa area, make sure you get out and check out an iCubs game. We're actually going to be giving away iCubs game tickets throughout the season. So as you're listening, and if you're in Central Iowa or can make it to an iCubs game, we're going to be giving away Iowa Cubs tickets throughout the season.
I think the girl one.
Yep.
That one kid's 16. Why's he running? So a 16-year-old just got beat by a 7-year-old girl who just really left a 5-year-old boy in the dust.
Probably all from the same family or something.
Yeah. Which I know we have this Diane Deweese baseball signed and ready to give away. I've heard really good things. If you listen to our podcast with Alex Cohn and with Max Toma, they had nothing but really great things to say about Diane Deweese. Super fast, plays really good center field. That's kind of the reason why I think Nelson Machado isn't up here with the Iowa Cubs, is because they don't really have a place for him here in this outfield. With
Right.
Diane Deweese in center, Greg Dykman in right, and Brennan Davis in left, that's kind of a major league outfield. And I mean, then we have Robel Garcia, we have Vargas. Like, we have a stacked team here. Hopefully we can put some runs on the board.
Well, that's what I wonder, if when Brennan Davis gets the call, if they won't shuffle him up to the iCubs.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jeffy, what do you got?
What do you got, Jeff?
That was a strike, man. That was on the outer edge.
Love it.
This guy's got a constant moving strike zone.
Yeah, Gesselman's pitched really, really well. If you saw him at all in New York, he put together a pretty good. Oh, right back. Come back to the pitcher.
Hustle.
Got it. Nice play by Machado at shortstop. Dixon Machado. Machado's looked really good at shortstop. He's one too that I think is going to give a little bit of cushion if anything does happen. I know we have a lot of young, exciting middle infielders in our lower minor leagues, but Machado has played a really good shortstop here.
Nice. A lot to be excited about. Have you dropped the whole S's are silent?
Oh, I should drop some Pat Hughes sayings where catch Des Moines, where the city is buzzing, but no, where the S's are silent, but the city is buzzing. That's it.
Yep. Classic.
Quite reached a turning point in the game or a critical moment yet.
Right.
Or I'll buckle your seatbelt because it's not the ninth inning. So that could.
Man, when he was calling the game with JD the other day on Sunday, that was pretty awesome to hear. I mean, I would have missed him if I could only listen on the radio, but those two together was fun.
Yep. Kevin, you watched some of the Cubs game today and got to listen to a little bit on the radio on the drive home. What did you see from Smiley that really kind of got you excited? Pitching in that 4 spot in the rotation, pitched really, really well. What did you kind of see from Smiley that he did well today?
He had the zone down from what the way they were describing it, the way Pat Hughes was kind of describing it. He was painting the corners. He was getting the edge calls most of the time. I think at one point, pretty early, he had thrown like 37 pitches and 28 of them were for strikes. You know, he was getting what he needed. He was getting a lot of soft contact, a lot of ground balls that the team was able to play defensively around him. My one little worry is it's the Pirates. You know, how much can we trust? It's nice that he's pitching against the Pirates to get him going into the season. I hope he takes that forward. He seems like a great 4th option right now, especially with, Wade, Miley down and Mills down.
Yep. Well, we even see tomorrow that Hendricks is getting a start. And so, I mean, it's like a 4-person rotation right now, which, I mean, you can do that kind of at the beginning of the season with some off days. And we had a rained out game, a postponed game. So,
it'll be game 5, but what, after 7 days or something, 8 days?
Okay. I see Zach Short on the on deck circle. And so I'm going to yell Parsay really loud.
Oh, nice.
Do it.
Parsay! Oh, he definitely heard me say Parsay.
That's awesome. Oh, yeah.
Hi, Zach. Yeah, he definitely heard me.
That's awesome.
He will lead off the next inning. So, again, if you are a listener of the Compound Podcast with Ian Happ, Dakota Meckes, and Zach Short, I highly recommend listening to that. It gives a little insight into baseball players and what they're thinking. And Zach Short used to play for the Iowa Cubs, played here for a number of years, got traded in the Cameron Maybin deal during 2020, and now he's with Detroit. Played some last year with Detroit, and now he's starting the season with the Toledo Mud Hens. So,
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
Yep.
They're shooting shirts.
They're shooting
nice.
shirts. Ooh, the wind took that one back on. Okay, so he shot one, and it went about 20 rows in, and the wind blowing straight out blew it back almost into the infield. Well, first baseman can get that one.
Right. I was earlier tonight, I was throwing a little foam football with my youngest, and we were out in the yard, and it was we were playing the wind. We were having to angle it in to each other. It was pretty funny.
My daughter says that she wants a baseball. You're gonna have to earn it, Wrigley.
Have to earn it on the softball diamond.
Yep. we have Vargas, Young, and Hicks up, and then Brennan Davis. So we'll get to see his second at bat here.
But Mitch doesn't get to call it as a dinger for the dinger pick.
If he hits a dinger, I get to count it as a dinger pick.
No,
I'll okay
so.
with Jake.
You'll right.
Yeah, it's fine. But I'm going to take one for the Contreras hit by pitch and then score it on the bases loaded walk. So
it's weird. We keep
Kevin,
choosing
I can't hear
dingers
words coming out of your mouth.
That's cool, Jeff. That
I'll
you
have
keep
headphones on.
You keep claiming
You have
dingers.
3. Mitch has 1. I'm going to have 1.
Mitch has
Jake's
0.
got nothing.
This is kind of funny. I'm talking. Mitch has the headphones. Jeff's got the mic. Oh, it's crazy. Crazy time. Were you just texting Wrigley?
No, I was texting Jake that if Brennan Davis gets a dinger, I get to count it. So
weird. That didn't come through the dinger chat.
Nope, that's a direct message just to Jake.
I don't think that counts.
So Jake's not watching. He obviously probably didn't eat his broccoli again, so his mom said no.
We do have some action down in the Cubs bullpen. A lefty. I can't see who it is. If you're wondering, I know fan favorite of Dakota Mekas. He's on the injured list, so he will not be participating in tonight's baseball game.
Sounds like he was throwing a little bit down in Arizona, though.
Yeah, so hopefully he can work his way back, get to in some games here at Iowa, so we can watch him play. So Jared Young's up. He's one that I kind of had Alex Cohen give me a breakdown of Jared Young, and he had nothing but great things to say. Say that he is a major league type player that is just behind some guys right now, that if he got an opportunity, that if, like, let's say Frank Schwindel got hurt, or if let's say Rivas maybe goes down, that Jared Young could step in. You saw him get a lot of plate at bats in spring training. He was in there quite a bit and put together some really good at bats. I know he had a couple home runs in the minor league. So hopefully, I mean, I want to see him get a shot. I want to see all these guys at least get a chance in the major leagues. But yeah, let's see what he does here. I'm going to give it over to Jeff here, and I'm going to try to go get our friend foul ball. I'm going to try to go get our friend Tommy Birch to jump on and talk a little Iowa Cubs. So
nice.
Jeff is going to talk here for a little bit.
Oh, hey, how we doing? I can actually hear myself now.
Hey there, Jeffy.
Hey, what's going on, Kevin?
Now you can deal with this.
Oh, God, that was a nice snag.
Oh, was that out in short? Yeah, it was.
Yep, Zach Short snagged it. Thought I was going to get down for base hit. Kevin, I'd still like to know how your kids had a fundraiser selling donuts, and I didn't get asked to buy any donuts.
I know I really dropped the ball on that one. I totally forgot about it. Which is too bad. But yeah, still trying to work out how to get some donuts to some other folks around the Des Moines area that happen to be around. Ooh, foul ball? No, it's out in there.
Nope.
Infield fly?
Nope. Right fielder tracked her down.
Dang.
Yep. The wind is really playing havoc on the fly balls out here.
Yeah, I'm sure. Let's see. So it's probably coming in from right and like sweeping across towards left.
Yeah. The wind is still from the southeast like it was all day. And it blew hard in Ames. And it just kicked up. So like right between the last inning and this inning, it kicked up, and it's just crazy to watch. Well, when the guy fired the T-shirt cannon, and it went 20 rows into the stadium, and then blew all the way back into fair territory behind the first baseman. And then to watch that ball, I really thought it was going to go foul, but it's just hung, and it blew back into right field.
Yikes. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Crazy weather out there today. Well, and potentially tonight. Hopefully not too crazy.
Yeah, that's for sure. I really don't like driving home when it rains hard like that because people turn into idiots.
That is accurate.
The last time Mitch were down here, I was talking about it earlier. It rained cats, dogs, kitchen sinks, deep freezes.
Oh, that's right.
And people were like stopping on 235 and 35. So I got off and I came up the back road on 69. That wasn't much better. There's a bunch of idiots trying to stop on that road in the middle of the lane.
Yikes. Oh, let's see.
Oh, here's Mitch.
So we have Tommy Birch going to join us here in a little bit. That'll be fun to be able to talk to him. So, Kevin, if you have any questions, put them in the private chat, and we'll ask him some questions.
Gotcha.
We have a new pitcher on the mound for the Iowa Cubs. Did they announce who it was?
Is it?
The Iowa Cubs ground crew is sponsored by Van Wall Equipment, Midwest leading provider of sales.
I know the Gamecast hasn't gotten it yet, but I'm sure that's a little delayed.
Leading off the fourth inning for the Mud Hens, the shortstop, Zach Short.
Parsley!
Okay, here we go. Parsley Rob!
I think they even talked on the podcast once, like if you do it when they're in the box or on the mound, they're not going to respond as much. Not that you had a choice today.
I don't know if this one kid has started shaving yet.
So some little facts about the Iowa Cubs. Did you know when the Iowa Cubs was first founded? So the story of the Iowa Cubs goes all the way back to 1887 when they were in the Western League. At this time, the baseball team was known as the Hawkeyes until a year later when they were renamed themselves.
I know every so often I've gone to a game where they've been where they wear the throwback jerseys or
They were the Colts.
Mm-hmm.
And then they won the championship in 1905 and 1906. And then they were the Iowa Oaks, and then they became the Iowa Cubs.
I remember the Iowa Oaks because a couple of one of the restaurants down below where you can get food is called the Oaks something.
Do you know why it was called? This park was originally called Sec Taylor.
Yeah, it was named after Sec Taylor, who was the Des Moines Register sports editor.
That is correct.
Yeah, and is it still Sec Taylor Field?
I believe it's Sec Taylor Field in Principal Park.
Principal Park. Yep. I think it's down the right field line. There's a sign that still says Sec Taylor.
Yep.
Hey, is there a guy yelling at the pitcher to go to pitch the ball yet?
No, not yet.
That was a classic from the last time we were there. Dude just screaming, "Throw the ball!"
Yep. Ooh,
Oh.
Zach Short with a nice rocket down the line. He's looking for two.
Ooh, he's booking it though.
Ooh, safe.
Terrible throw. Better throw would have got him.
Oh, did they call him out? No, he's safe. He's safe.
Yeah.
Left fielder, Cody.
He is safe.
Who do you think?
This pitching change is brought to you by Plumbers and Steam Fitters Local 33. Building new units, good business. Now pitching for your Iowa Cubs, number 19, Connor Pineda.
If you're on YouTube or watching us, what do you think of the new Iowa Cubs logo? Do you like this logo, or do you like the original like we have in the broadcast where it says Iowa and then it just has the Cubs logo underneath it? Because I really like it's kind of being distinct and being different with this new bear. I like it. I like the kind of this bear theme going through the Tennessee Smokies. They have it now with the Iowa Cubs. They're kind of having this theme with the bear, and I really like it. Their graphic designer, I think, did a really good job. So go to the Iowa Cubs merch store and get yourself your own Iowa Cubs hat and support minor league baseball.
Yep. I think the next time I make it down there, my plan is to walk through the merchandise store. They got a lot of stuff down there, including stuff for the big league Cubs. They have some stuff there too, especially if they came through Iowa. They'll have jerseys and I don't know, some signed balls or signed bats. I think they do the like little mini bats.
Ooh, base hit. That's going to score. Zach Short's fast. Play at the plate. Safe. Zach Short comes in and scores. So if you have him on your minor league baseball fantasy team, you just got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points there in your fantasy baseball.
Speaking of fantasy baseball, Mitch, how's that going this year? You joined Jake.
I did join Jake in my fantasy baseball. Jake is actually going to start part of the Chi City Sports, possibly fantasy baseball monthly, once a month podcast, telling you guys who you should pick up. So in the first matchup, I'm playing a guy, Joey Ricotta from Cubs on Tap. He's in, I think, 14 or 18 fantasy baseball teams or leagues. He's really good, and I'm not down too far. I'd made some moves today. Put some guys on the injury list like Pollock from the White Sox. Picked up Miley, put him instantly on the disabled list just so I had him for future. Play those things, right? And so hopefully I can come back in the last week and get a win.
So
I do have really good pitching.
Oh, nice. How long do you face a person?
So I think it's a week. So I think for this first one, it's like a week and a half.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm just getting back into fantasy baseball. It's fun. I haven't played fantasy baseball in like 8 years, and so it's good to get back into it and try some fantasy baseball.
That's pretty neat. Pretty neat.
And it allows you to get to know a lot of the other players. I know National League players. Like I know every National League player. American League, I don't know hardly any, and so it's allowed me to kind of get to know those type of players. So it's great.
I know when I first started doing fantasy football, that was kind of my thing. Like I went from watching the Bears to watching any game I could put on, and I probably had a player or two. And then you got to know the other players on their teams. So I debated it a little bit doing fantasy baseball. It's just baseball's a whole different ball game when it comes to the fantasy wise, giant rosters.
There's a shot in the gap. Brennan Davis couldn't get to it. Let's see his arm. We're gonna get him a second. Boom.
Nice. That's awesome.
And that's what you get. I mean, Brennan Davis heads up play there. There was a play at third, hit the cutoff man. The cutoff man relayed to second rather than going for the lead runner at third, who clearly had third base, and got the guy out second. Like that's where, because we have a veteran lineup here at AAA with guys that have played in the major leagues, you get those type of it just looks more professional. Like it looks like a professional game here. So if you're in the area, make sure you come and check out an Iowa Cubs game.
So the pitcher is Connor Menez.
Menez.
Just gonna look him up.
Can you tell me, Jeff, other famous Iowa Cubs players that have played here in the past? Who's probably the most famous?
The most famous? Well, I think everybody wants me to say like the crop of new guys or that like just left to play for other teams, but like Turk Wendell, he was a very superstitious pitcher.
Black
licorice, toothpaste between innings. He would jump, and by jump, I mean he could have hurled a 77 Cadillac when he jumped over the third baseline to get to the pitcher's mound. You had Sean Bosky. Boy. I'm kind of now that
Rod Beck.
Oh yeah, Rod Beck. Okay, Rod Beck was awesome because Rod Beck parked his RV outside the outfield wall and would get up and go fishing in the Des Moines River. No word on whether he ever snagged like a dead floating body or not. But when people would walk on, there's a bike path between the stadium and the river. So when people would walk by, they always stop up and he
got him.
Nice.
Machado with a great play, hit two hopper right to him, gunned a guy out at home.
That's nice.
Rod Beck. Who else would be kind of a famous guy that's come through here? I think Rod Beck would probably, around here in Des Moines, probably the people in Des Moines would say that Rod Beck is probably the most famous.
Probably.
Just because I think he got himself involved in the community and got to know people around here.
The Flying Hawaiian, Shane Victorino, played here for a short time.
Nice.
Of course, Victor Carantini, who is now with is he with the
Brewers.
Brewers?
The Degens from up
Yeah, the
country.
Degenerates from up north.
Guy going, PJ Higgins. You don't run on PJ.
Oh, I don't know.
That was on the pitcher. That was on the pitcher.
Flew to the plate.
Can you tell me anything about Toledo? I mean, the only thing I know about Toledo, I don't know if anybody watches AP Bio, but that's where the teacher gets sent is Toledo. And I don't know a lot of anything about Toledo, but it doesn't seem like a very fun place. Is there anything that you know about Toledo, Jeffrey?
Yeah, I do. I think it's like the tire capital of the United States. I think more tires are produced there. And I think steel is another thing. But fictionally, the manager of the Cleveland Indians from Major League did manage the Toledo Mud Hens for a couple of seasons. That'd be Lou Brown. And then also in the TV series MASH, Klinger, who always dressed up like a woman trying to get a Section 8, was from Toledo and always wore Mud Hens gear that was sent to him by the Mud Hens general manager. His name was like Les Cook or Lee Cook, something like that.
How do you keep all this stuff in your head?
Hey,
There's Tommy.
Oh, there's Tommy. And we have Tommy Birch joining us here tonight. How you doing, Tommy?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Oh, doing great. Man, Principal Park looks beautiful tonight, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a perfect night out. I think they were kind of worried about the storms possibly coming, but it's not cold, it's not hot, it's just kind of a perfect temperature. So ended up being a perfect night here.
Who are you looking forward to kind of see? I know there's a lot of kind of guys that a lot of Cubs fans are looking forward to seeing in Chicago. When it comes to just pitching, who are some of the guys that you kind of look forward to seeing here in Iowa and possibly jump to Chicago this year?
Yeah, I mean, Caleb Killian's obviously a guy that's really intriguing to me. Especially after what he did during the Arizona Fall League, it's just absolutely dominating. And, he had a pretty impressive outing on the road for Iowa during his AAA debut. I'm really interested to see him. Interested to see more of Brennan Davis, who got a little bit of a sneak peek up last season. And then Ben Leeper, that's another arm that's really intriguing just with what he did last season, coming back healthy. And the stuff he showed last year was just absolutely phenomenal. So I'm really interested to see him because I think he's a guy that could very well be in Chicago at some point, very early this season if he keeps pitching as well as he has.
And we've kind of talked a lot about earlier, there's a lot of veteran guys here, the guys that have seen action in the league, in the show. And so when you come out here to watch an Iowa Cubs game, you're going to see a lot of professional at bats and a lot of professional. Who are some of the guys that you see out here that you think could possibly, like we see Vargas, we see Robel Garcia. Do you think that they'll get an opportunity again back with the big league club?
Possibly. I mean, those guys, especially when you're not in the 40-man, that's all kind of dictated by, the needs of Chicago. But, Dixon Machado is obviously a guy that's played very well so far this year. And I think it's a very interesting story when it comes to a guy like Dixon Machado, where, I think it was 2019. If he would have been healthy at the end of the year, would the Cubs have called up Nico Horner? Probably would not brought him off his couch where, he was resting. And, after finishing the AA season, Dixon Machado put in a very good season in 2019. So he has definitely shown that he's a very capable veteran player too. And he had a really good year during the 2020 season playing in the KBO. And I think that kind of showcased his skill set even more. So he's kind of one of those veteran guys. And Robel Garcia, Robel came to the Iowa Cubs in 2019 as a guy that was kind of bouncing throughout baseball and showcased some really legit power. And, he's shown that he's a guy that will strike out a ton, but has some legit power. So I'm interested to see him again too.
What do you think Brennan needs to work on? We've seen Brennan Davis last year finished at Iowa on a tear. What are the things that maybe you think he needs to work on down here at Iowa before he takes the next step to the show in Chicago?
Yeah, I think the most important things for Brennan is just getting at bats, getting experience, and just getting more time. I mean, he's the type of guy that missed out on the 2020 minor league season being canceled, and it was extremely important for a guy like him, for as young as he is, for as inexperienced as he is. I think just getting some at bats is going to be important for him. Getting some experience in all three outfield spots is going to be very important. I think that was kind of his biggest knock last year, is he had shown that he could hit really well at times. He hit AA pitching pretty well. He did okay when he got to AAA. Obviously, he hit homers in his first two at bats, but then kind of came back to reality a little bit more. But I think the biggest thing for him was just working on his defense and getting more comfortable, because I think he's got some great athleticism to play center field, but when you talk about the corner spots, that's something he's got to get more experience at. So I think more at bats and just more experience in the field is probably the biggest thing, as opposed to maybe not working on something.
Yeah, and we had Justin Stone, the hitting director of the Chicago Cubs, on a couple weeks ago, and he said the one thing that Brennan Davis does really well is he knows what he's really, really good at, and the rest is just noise, and he lets that be. You can't even saw like tonight, like that first AB. He doesn't chase. He stays within himself. He knows what pitches he can drive, and so he's patient at the plate. And so that's the type of hitter we kind of see. And first game this year with the Iowa Cubs, I think he struck out 3 times, but since then he's put together some really good at bats, and the hits will come throughout the season. We're going to see him start driving the ball here as the temperatures warm up. And it won't be long before he'll be in Chicago.
Yeah, and I think, one of the best things that's probably going to help a guy like Brennan is, he's not always trying to pull the ball. He's got some natural power to the opposite field. And I think that's one of the most intriguing things when it comes to him, too. It's really fun to watch him during batting practice, and just the damage he does to the Principal Park bleachers and right field and kind of that party deck. And it's like you said, I think if he shows that he can hit AAA pitching, and an opportunity opens up in Chicago, I think he's going to get a shot to play out there. But both those things have to happen. He's just got to get more time. There's no need to rush him. There's no hurry, but also like an opportunity's got to open up in Chicago, because if they call him up at some point this season, they aren't going to have him sit on the bench. They're going to want him to play. They're going to want him to be in the starting lineup every day, getting at bats, getting experience, and helping his development.
Yeah, the hard thing is right now in Chicago, they got a full outfield, and Hap's doing well. Seiya had 2 home runs today, and so it's kind of a crowded outfield. So there's not really a spot currently right now. Maybe when the trade deadline comes, or if injuries happen, that could change. What did you notice in the first series with the Iowa Cubs in Buffalo? What were some of the highlights, or some of the things that kind of stuck out to you with this team?
We saw a couple of decent outings from Corey Abbott that I thought were kind of interesting. Corey Abbott's a guy that is still a really intriguing arm in the system. I don't believe he has prospect status anymore. He bounced up and down in the big leagues a lot last season, but he's got some legit swing and miss type stuff, which isn't exactly breaking news. We saw it a lot last year, but the thing for Corey Abbott is it seems like one inning always kills him, where just something happens and he ends up falling apart during that inning. It really ends up kind of skewing the line, where you look at an outing, he'll go 5 innings, give up 3 hits and maybe 5 runs, but like all those runs come like on a grand slam in 1 inning. It just totally, like I said, kind of skews the line. But I think he showcased a lot of that swing and miss stuff. Ben Leeper looked good again. Matt Dermody was kind of an interesting guy for me, being a Norwalk guy, but also a guy that, for a long time, Matt Dermody's time in the big leagues, when it came mostly with the Toronto Blue Jays.
Home run! Donnie Dweez with a 3-run shot. No, grand slam. Nice.
Nice. That's awesome.
We'll end with this one. Who do you think's gonna be the first guy to get called up with to the Chicago Cubs?
Ooh, man, it's gonna be a tough one. It's gonna be somebody in the bullpen, I'm guessing. It's gonna be an arm one way or another because that's gonna be the biggest need. So somebody in the bullpen is gonna be my guess.
All right, well,
That's
all. That's all we have for you. Like, we know you're busy. We know you're writing stuff and covering the game. So thanks for jumping in
Thanks
and
for having me.
dropping some knowledge because we really appreciate it.
Yeah, all the knowledge.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Tommy. That's Tommy Birch of the Des Moines Register. Read his stuff. He has a lot of articles out about the Iowa Cubs weekly, and we really enjoy our time. We had him on last year. We'll again have him on this year. He's going to be doing a lot of stuff when it comes to the Field of Dreams game, which we need to get more into because the Chicago Cubs play the Cincinnati Reds at the Field of Dreams here in Iowa. So I'm going to try to go where I'm going to try to take my kids. Hopefully I can get a ticket and at least I can go to the Field of Dreams game.
Did you see, not related to the Field of Dreams game, but related to the area, that Coach Ball game is going to host a Sandlot?
Yes, I'm going to take my kids.
I think it's going to be it says Dyersville right now.
Yeah, it's at one of the Little League parks in Dyersville
Nice.
that day. Yep. I'm going to try to take my kids. We're trying to hook up, and so I can get an interview with Coach Ball game there while we're at the Field of Dreams. So, yes, definitely.
Nice.
But yeah, that's we're gonna kind of end the podcast with that because Tommy was awesome. We had all the information we kind of got to you guys about the Iowa Cubs. But yeah, stay tuned because when we're doing regular Chicago Cubs podcasts, we're gonna be giving away Iowa Cubs tickets. We're gonna be giving away baseballs. We're gonna be giving away other things from the Iowa Cubs. So yeah, thanks for joining us on the Dingers podcast. Thanks, Kevin, for jumping on.
Absolutely.
Hopefully we can wrap this game up and get a win here in Des Moines.
So awesome to see a grand slam.
Yep. All right. Thanks for joining us on this episode of the Dingers podcast.